Hey everybody, how's it going? I just want to follow up on this video I did yesterday, Bizarro World. Microsoft commits to releasing schematics and supports right to repair. This is based on an article from Bloomberg that said the software giant signed a commitment to allow repairs and share part schematics for its Surface computers to those not on its list of authorized providers, according to documents viewed by Bloomberg News. The title of this article is Microsoft will allow more repair shop after activist protests. And this article is something that has been in the pipeline for quite a while, because if you take a look, you'll see that there were shareholder resolutions that were pending as of several months ago, where shareholders of Microsoft were saying, listen, it looks like you guys talk a big game about being sustainable and renewable and green and friendly and progressive and but then you release devices that you literally have to break to open. The older Surfaces actually required that you destroyed the keyboard to get inside the device. You had to physically destroy it to get inside of it, which is absolutely insane. And we would like you to actually fix that. We would like that your rhetoric be in line with reality. And it seems like they've been moving closer to that. Admittedly, not as fast as I'd like, but they have been trying. In 2019, they had this gentleman get up on stage and say that they value repairability, and they designed the Surface to be more openable. So he was saying that, look, you can have a device that's aesthetically pleasing, thin, looks nice, but you can also just take the top case off like that without destroying it, which is a really nice step forward, and also completely it just destroys the argument that you see here where someone goes, so stupid, the person in the video, referring to me. Only way to get a device to be thin enough to make people happy is by gluing it. Same way the iPad is glued. My response being incorrect. Citation, Microsoft's own presentation on the newer Surface, which they designed to be more accessible without compromising aesthetics or slimness. Which is where the person that works at Microsoft says, look, we were able to keep it thin and make it something you could take apart. But anyway, besides this, fanboyism in general is cancer. It doesn't matter if it's Apple, Microsoft, Razer, Tesla. Fanboyism in general tends to make people allergic to facts and evidence. But besides from this, I've been getting a lot of feedback and criticism from this video, and a lot of interestingly angry emails from people who are saying you shouldn't be congratulating. I can't believe that you trust them. I can't believe that you're stopping your advocacy work or any of the stuff that you're doing because one company decided to commit to release schematics next year, particularly when it's Microsoft. Again, I grew up in the 90s. I was used to everybody seeing Microsoft as the evil empire, and it's very difficult to adjust from that. But that's not what I said. And I just feel like I have to do this follow-up video to clarify that. I am not stopping any of the work that I'm doing simply because one company said that next year maybe you'll get schematics and stuff that they haven't actually done yet. We have lobbyists in about 6 states at this point. I am going to continue pushing forward for more. We are also issuing grants out to smaller activist and advocacy organizations to educate both companies and other organizations on what right to repair is, so that people who are not likely to watch some guy on YouTube that rants into his camera to talk about right to repair, to understand what right to repair is, so that they know what they can do, they know how it affects them, and they can get involved, even if they're the type of person that would look at my channel and go, who is this asshole? All of that work is still moving forward. Just because we've gotten to the point with my analogy where I said that we have pushed a boulder up a hill and now it's starting to go back down the other side, I'm still going to be there behind that boulder making sure it does go down the other side. I'm not just the type of person that's not going to trust Microsoft. I'm the type of person that's not even going to trust that gravity will pull that boulder down when I see that it's rolling. I would still stay behind it and continuously push it down the mountain. And I am going to make sure that this actually happens. I'm not going to tell the lobbyists you can go home. I'm not going to stop my work because one company does this. And above all, just to make sure the right impression is out there, I don't trust them. I don't trust anybody. I mean, Framework is a company that seems like they are run by genuinely good people that really mean well. But I do not trust them, did not trust them, until the moment I was able to see that they were actually willing to release a schematic. And the same is true here. And I think it is important to be vigilant to, again, you can trust, but verify and make sure that you verify. So with PayPal here, this is something that happened a few months ago. PayPal decided that they were going to do something that was very non-standard in our business, which is when you refund a customer, they would not refund the merchant services fee. So let's say you buy $1,000 of merchandise with me using PayPal. I get charged $29 from PayPal for the ability to take money from your credit card and have it deposited in my bank account. Now, if you call me up and you say, hey, Lewis, I bought the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. Can I get a refund right after you make the order? I used to be able to refund you, and I would get the $29 back. You get your $1,000 back, and I would only be out the 30-cent flat fee for the transaction. No big deal. Then they decided they were going to not refund the 2.9% fee anymore. So if you order a $1,000 cleaner from me, you call me up 5 seconds later and say, hey, man, I made a mistake. When I refund you, I don't get the $29 back when I refund you the $1,000. And that is something that's pretty bad, because it means that you're not going to have a restocking fee free experience unless you go to Amazon. That means that you can't be a small business anymore if this practice takes hold by every other company, and be able to say no restocking fee to your customers. Amazon will be able to not have a restocking fee, but small businesses won't, which would then slowly start to lead consumers towards buying from the Walmarts and the Amazons rather than the small businesses, which is not what we need more of. Now, they decided, after there was a large public outcry, to say, okay, you know what, we're not going to do it. But then about 6 months to a year later, they did it anyway, when people forgot about it. And I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened here, where Microsoft sees where the direction the wind is blowing. They see that Biden signed an executive order on right to repair. They see the FTC talking about it in a 50-page paper, and they say, okay, you know what, we'll allow more repair shops in. But then 1 year passes, and then once everybody has forgotten about it and they've moved on to something else, then at that point, well, okay, it's just water under the bridge. Hopefully nobody noticed and cared. That is most certainly a possibility, and I'm definitely going to be focusing on all of this. I'm going to be following up on it. I am going to continue to do all of the advocacy work that I'm doing, and I suggest that all of you do the same. I suggest that all of you continue to put pressure on your local politicians and legislators, continue to inform the people in your life as to why this is an issue that matters, continue to get people involved and excited, and above all, keep an eye on what they do. 1 year from now, if they go do a complete about-face on this, then ask, hey, remember this? Remember when there was going to be a shareholder resolution and you headed it off at the pass by claiming you were going to make things available? Where is it? Where is it? That's what I'm going to be doing. I have absolutely no intention of letting up on any of this stuff, because one of the things that I've learned, whether it is with PayPal or with Apple in the IRP program or anything else, it's that whether it's politicians, whether it is companies, whether it is portions of your local government, they will say what is necessary to get them through the day, to get them through the week, to get them through the month. And then once that month is over and everybody's attention is on something else, whatever they said, they don't live by. Because it just doesn't matter. Like when in 2018 and 2019, when a lot of attention was being put on Apple for anti-competitive practices, they decided that they were going to come out with the Apple IRP program. And that a lot of legislators said, oh, okay, I guess they have a repair program. I don't know why these independent repair people are complaining. And then it came out that you can't buy charge ports for phones. You can't buy LCD screens by itself for a MacBook with the LCD cell without the assembly. You can't get schematics or diagrams or parts or boards or anything through this IRP program. It's pretty useless. But by then we moved on to something else, because by then we had the impeachment stuff, and then COVID, and then the BLM, and then after that we had the Capitol riot, and then after that we had there's always something else to happen tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, people tend to forget about what was happening yesterday. And companies and politicians often use this to their advantage. So I'm going to stay focused, and I suggest that you do the same. Pointing this out was not done solely for the purpose of saying, okay, we're done, everybody, go home, we won. No, we didn't. We've made progress. And making progress is different from a full victory. It is a small victory. But you need many, 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 many more small victories to get an actual win. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Bye now.